Hello, on this beautiful Memorial Day, Monday, May 27th, I think. Just wanted to share with you the garden and also keep a log for myself because I'll forget. I try to write things down, but visuals work better for me. I initially started the spaghetti squash in that, and this container just had the logs in it. See my previous video about what I'm using to kind of hugelkultur in pots. And that saved me, but I still ended up using a bag and a half of the Stadolly compost. And I got way too many turnips. I thought the seeds were old. I wasn't expecting the germination that came out. So I've got 6 turnips in here, and that's watermelon, seeds that we saved from a really good watermelon we bought locally. And got the turnips around there. And I decided to transplant some more turnips. I like turnips. I prefer daikon, but turnips are good. I think the 5th Brussels sprout in there finally came up. Right there. So that should pop out soon. And all 5 of those came out. Those were new seeds. Gladiolas I bought with the bag of gladiolas, dahlias, and lilies. I transplanted these. These old ones I cut the flower bulbs off of, and that was like chewing wood. We couldn't chew through it. So we'll stick to the new growths. Here's the turnips. I'm probably going to pull this and give it to the chickens. And the radishes are doing well. I've tried this before, and they grew some beautiful tops, but I got no radishes out of them. And obviously I dropped 2 seeds in some places. And all 12 corns came up, and that was red corn that I initially bought. One of those Indian corn during the fall. They put they bundle them together. I actually bought it. I cooked two of them and saved the seeds from. Well, actually, I cooked all 3 of them, but took seeds off of them before I cooked, and saved some and planted, and then grew the red corn. And I'm growing them again. They're doing well. I mean, it's kind of neat. The turmeric, they both had growths when I dug them out of the second container, the container that didn't break. So here's a little spike coming up. They didn't go very deep, so I don't think I need deep things. And this I can move to the greenhouse, which is going to end up closer to this location. And here's the turmeric that I wasn't sure about, and it's coming up. This is probably all weeds. Definitely, it's supposed to be lettuces. That I know that's not a lettuce. Definitely clover or sorrel. I get them confused. And we'll see. I'm letting that go. That's definitely Swiss chard. Got 2 seeds there. Pretty sure that's Swiss chard there. That one's come up. I think I planted 8. 4 and 4. So I like the height of this, and getting the metal beds that I was going to use for a trellis, if you see over there. I was going to put them on their shorter ends and put another bed spring that's lighter, not this, not the third one of these. And then I decided I'm going to use them as garden beds. So back over here, I did 3 of these because I wanted flowers. And I think I got them mixed up. The center ones are not dahlias, they're lilies, and that's the dahlia. So I may have them kind of mixed up. And I've got okra in there, and they make a pretty flower. I've talked about that before. The gladiolas are coming up. I am going to put some fence. So far, the chickens have run through here, come back through here next to the house to get to behind the house into the garden from this way. So they hadn't come in here, but I don't want to risk that. So the other one, the bee balm, is doing well. And the the dahlia on that one is finally coming up. I got it. I didn't realize it was that close. It's a root system. And still not sure what those are. The Perilla's just been sitting in water, which they're fine with, and that seems to be making a comeback. Had to transplant it from the ground back into the pot. Here's my Cherokee Purple, and I got a nice sucker there in the back, and I'm going to cut it and put it in with the flamingos. I'm trying to grow some yellow kiwi. All my other kiwis died. It's like, you know, work with them for 3 years, and then I just kind of let things go last year, and then they didn't survive the winter. So I hope to get another regular mint. That's spearmint. And trying to grow some oregano, but that's old seed, so I'm not worried about it. I think that's basil. I just sprinkled some basil seeds around all of these, and that's the only growth I'm seeing. That mint smells good. And I still want to do some sort of small plantings there, just hadn't gotten to that. You want to use the terracottas. This is that black Krim. Never had that kind before, thought I'd give it a try. This plant's kind of getting wonky, but it's also giving me a lot of suckers if I want to get some more pots. I have some of the bucket things that I may, you know, you run out of funds, you got to do what you got to do. And this, yeah, this right here is wood. And but I'm going to repot that and do something with the onions or just get rid of it. I don't need that much green onions. Still waiting for the yellow pear to come up. I'm going to go ahead and do some more of the basil leaves, and that's chocolate sprinkle. It's some type of cherry tomato, and I'm going to put the Cherokee Purple, which is my current favorite, and that's one of the tubs that I'm going to try to grow something. Ooh, see the dragon? I love dragonflies. They're my favorite insect. They really are. I like to make a little water feature. Something I can actually get into, as well as animals. I'm going to use salt in it, in the swimming pool, but I would like to have a pond with regular water and plants and animals, and just, you know, a naturalistic fake pond. I don't think any of my hot pepper seeds are good. I got some jalapenos I'm going to stuff today, and I'll get the seeds from that and maybe put them in there. The taro, moved it from that container to this one, so it's got a little bit more room. It does have the wood, and the wood should rot. Aren't these cute? It's not really my house decor, but I thought they'd be some fun and color out here. And you can see the ochre. I put 3 in the back of this. This is sugar snap peas. And 2's come up. I know, it's late in the season. It's almost June. And I went ahead, these were used in my previous garden, forgot where, but I just tied them up. I bent the those down that should be sticking out, bent them down so they stick in there. These are the Sprite or Korean yellow melons. And I planted 3, a third didn't come up over there, not yet anyway. And I think that's somehow the seed got moved. I don't know. Or the original seed that I thought was dead. And when I planted the Sprite ones, it got moved. The Perilla I harvested, as you can tell, did it for lunch. And now it seems it loves being harvested. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull these out and get my green Perilla seeds and put them in. They used to have a purplish tint underneath, and we're back to that one. And my gardenias. It's my favorite plant, non-food smell, so it looks like there's some blooms coming in there and there, one down there. And this is actually 5 plants. That's what happened. I thought I can just go ahead and plant it. I probably could, but I don't think it would have done well in the long run. So I spent a little over 3 hours taking it apart, and I planted 4 up on the terrace above, and they're all doing this, needing nitrogen. So I gave them some ammonia and see if that happens. But the leaves don't turn. Once they start turning, they don't go back to green. So it's producing growth. I'm not, yeah, a little bit. So I'll get some sort of nitrogen fix in there. Little spider. But it looks like there's some blooms developing on this. Yay! I'm easily thrilled and pleased. I'm back to the okra and the vining melon, Korean yellow melons or Sprite melons or whatever they're called. I'm hoping that they will grow up on the okra. If not, I will just put some canes in there. There's wood down there in all of these big pots. So, trying to get a basket cage in like I did over there, it took a little finagling. It's possible, but I'm just really thrilled. I really need to get a salad bed going. And the gladiolas here hadn't come up yet, which is kind of, I want to dig and see if they've started. They should. What the heck? Let's get dirty. No. Nope. No sign. I gotta do a new manicure anyway. Nope. No, I feel something. Like a tip is coming up. Oh, that one's higher up. Ah, patience, right? Nope. Coming out here watering at the beginning of the day, and I did that. I don't put holes in the bottoms. I put holes like here's like an inch and a half up on the side, and those are like 4 or 5 inches up on the side, so they can get water down in the bottom, which the plants right now, they're too little, they can't access that, but they will. So, and that also helps with the moisture inside the whole thing. And here's the second bed. I debated buying more tubs, and I probably will because I use them for so many other things, but there's nothing planted in them but eggs right now. And these are the eggs I put away over 2 years ago. So, you get a surplus of eggs during a certain time of the year, and the girls take a break during the winter months when there's less sunlight, when there's a lot of rain. And I've realized I don't need to put eggs away because, even though if we need to go buy eggs, just buy it. I don't like supporting that egg industry. If I can find a friend that's got chickens and they got eggs, or, I've done different things to try to save eggs. I still got eggs in my freezer from probably 2016, 3 years. And I need to start getting them out and doing stuff, but I'm just working my way off that shelf of hydrated lime, which is a garden thing, so it's okay to use. I poured them out, you can see the lime, but I'll pour the eggs in there, and these all have 3 eggs. That one I was able to just do 1. This is my only surviving strawberry in a pot. I've got several that's growing on the ground, and they're big, they're beautiful, but I'll deal with that. This is all going to get moved. I noticed, oh man, we got 100-degree days. So I got the pecans moved over here. I need to move the chestnuts and some of the other trees and put them in little patches here in the shade. They're going to be in the shade the entire time while they recover, and then they'll get plenty of sun. And this is where they grow in the forest. They grow kind of in the shade until they the other trees die out and they take over. So but the small ones are doing well. They were hidden and shaded on the north side of our house. So I got plenty of these, and it's a lot easier for me to deal with planting one plant in there, as opposed to, I will overcrowd them in those and see how they do. But I'm just kind of working over here. I get the stout ollie in in one of the tubs. There's another tub I can use. And I'm using that to carry things from the other side of the house back over here. But it's starting to get very hot. And I wanted to make this video. And I'm really enjoying it. I know, again, I'm starting late in the season. I know I'm not going to get the harvest of a lot of people. I don't know how well corn will do in this setting. It's what I got. It's what I'm going to do. And if you're not a farm and you don't have acres to plant your stuff, you got to, you try stuff. I have acres. I got 20 acres, but it's mostly wooded. It's mostly clay packed. Even the places that weren't terraced, like this level and that level, you see it's all clay. And my gardenias are up there that are planted in the ground. The topsoil is very small. It's 2 or 3 inches before you hit clay anywhere. And some places there's not even an inch of dirt, like right there, before you hit clay. So I'm doing what I can. I know that Brussels sprout roots get deeper than that. I probably, and you fill up these things high, and they settle and they settle. So I'm not filling them up enough. I probably will top it and see what goes from there. The turmeric is a medicinal experiment, not really for food harvesting. I don't really enjoy the taste of turmeric, but it does help with some as an anti-inflammatory. It's great. It does work. But what's interesting is I had blood work done when I was taking turmeric. I wasn't feeling any pain. I was able to walk up and down long flights of stairs, no problem. But when I had my blood work done, the indicators for inflammation was very high. I mean, it was really off the charts, but I wasn't feeling pain. So I'm wondering if it's more of a for pain than it is an anti-inflammatory, because it wasn't decreasing my inflammation. So things to learn. You got to pay attention. I don't advocate just taking something and saying, oh, you don't know how it's actually affecting your body and what else is going on. My flamingos. I got 2 in a pot over there that's empty right now, but I'll put the Cherokee purple in there. Okay, so I had 3 of these sitting at our house number that's by the road, so people driving will see. The house number was actually hard to see because it was wood with the wood background and it was dark. So a lot of people missed it, and one person actually read it as the wrong number. It goes, anyway, I won't make a comment. So I had the flamingos down there, so they couldn't miss the pink flamingos sitting around my house number. And they were there for 3.5 years, and someone stole it. And they were faded, they were old. But I got these for $1. I wish I bought more than the 4. But I just wanted some color and some whimsy, and I'm going to do some more whimsical things here. I cleaned, I sprayed, and washed off, but I couldn't reach up there. But that's nowhere near as bad as how dark that was, and the whole thought of looking at this and seeing, oh yeah, my hands are dirty now, which is good. I'll wash before I eat or prep anything food-wise. But that was just like a dark green. I like green, but not that, and with the border of black. And so I cleaned that off and spent an afternoon doing that, and I feel so much better looking at this. All this still needs to be cleared away, but here's an image of what the other side, what that looked like. And I should have just put that side inside, but I'm going to make a sign to leave some packages in there, and that's going to get moved, and some more planting. And I want to figure out some way, instead of having to worry about fencing all this, if I can build or maybe get a pallet, you know, because it's a temporary thing, so I don't want to spend money on it, but put a pallet and put some of the small planters into the pallet to make some more growing space back here. So it is time for me to wrap this up. The grill is going to get moved. I want to put both. We have a gas grill and that's the charcoal grill, and I want to make it. It's just me and my husband, and if he wants to grill, then he can. I don't normally come out here unless it's like we have a big crowd and we're grilling out here as an event. So I'm going to get all this redone, moved back over, probably over there where you can see the other grill. And because this place you really couldn't set up chairs and things, so I'm going to do all that. It's all so many projects. I'll get this hose going. See all the wood chips? Oh well, so, sawdust really, salt. So I'm using them for the chickens and some other stuff. But now back to the spaghetti squash. Can't really see that sitting on that position. And hopefully things will grow up and you can't see that either unless you dig it, move leaves around. So that's my garden so far. And I have a third bed that I plan on bringing, and I'm not sure. I may leave it down there and have it sitting where the weeds are right now. And a weed is any plant growing where you don't want it to grow. So a rose can be a weed if it's in the wrong place. Apple tree can be a weed if it's in the wrong place. Speaking of, I need to get up there and mulch that area. Hope I didn't lose any in this heat. So, thanks for joining me. And using this table as a work area is really helping. See, I've already emptied, well, actually 3 of those jars and the 4th one over there. I got many more jars in the house, and they're 2 years or approaching 2 years. So learning that I can do the eggs, and people have warned me that, you know, animals will dig up, but because of the location right here, we're in and out of that door, we look out this window, we've not had that issue. So I'm probably going to pull up the purple ones and just put the seeds for, and just make that a big bushy perilla planter. I could do that over with one of these too. So just, what do you think? What have y'all done? Have y'all, a friend of mine sent me a picture, and it was very inspirational. And theirs were, minus the cinder block height, they were much lower. And it could be an issue, you know, if you get a harvest corn and the corn is 8 or 9 feet up there, which I don't think it will grow that big if I've limited the roots. So it's not about having big plants, it's about having healthy produce that we can eat. And that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't care if the Brussels sprouts are huge. I want it to just produce what we can eat. And the turnips. This is actually, you can eat this in a little salad yourself right now. Just clip off the roots. And that adds a nice little heat. None of the seeds, just realized none came up in the corner over there. That one's struggling. Or it's dead. Or it didn't get buried enough, came up. So, and it's always a learning process. I've been gardening for a couple of decades. And I've done different methods. I'm still not done experimenting. Again, thanks for joining me. Be a blessing and be blessed.